There comes a moment in every human life. A moment when the noise of the world, the doubts, the failures, the betrayals, the fears, they all fade into a single, silent question. Is this it? Is this what I was born for? You stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., heart racing for reasons you can't explain. The weight of untapped potential presses down on your chest like 1,000 bricks. And yet, somewhere deep inside, buried beneath the years of hesitation, beneath the layers of self-doubt, beneath every lie you've ever told yourself, there flickers a light. It's small, but it's real. A voice, quiet but relentless, whispering, there is more. More inside you, more waiting for you, more that you haven't even begun to touch. This is the awakening, the beginning of your battle with yourself. And it is in this exact space, this inner crossroad between fear and faith, that Napoleon Hill wrote words not with ink, but with fire. Think and grow rich. Not just a title, not just a book, but a declaration, a blueprint for the soul, a call to arms for those willing to trade comfort for greatness. Because make no mistake, this journey, it will cost you. Comfort will be the first to go. Old identities will burn next. Friends who don't believe in you will drift away like leaves in the wind. Your ego will shatter. Your patience will be tested. And failure? Failure will visit you more times than you're ready for. But if and only if you stand your ground, if you push through, if you dare to believe in the unseen before the world sees it with you, then you will rise. Because this is how the few create fortunes while the many stay asleep. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't need everyone to clap for them. They don't stop when the door slams shut. They build their own door. Thomas Edison. He failed over 10,000 times before lighting up the world. Henry Ford was called crazy for dreaming of an affordable car for every family. Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Abraham Lincoln lost more elections than most of us can count. Before becoming the face of American perseverance, they all understood. Success isn't given. It's constructed. Brick by brick, day by day, belief by belief. And belief. That's where this begins. Because before wealth appears in your bank account, before recognition comes knocking at your door, before you're applauded for your discipline, it all begins. Right here, inside your mind. Belief is the seed. Water daily. By thought. By clarity. By vision so strong that even on the darkest day, you refuse to let it die. This is not poetry. This is science. The science of thinking. The physics of mindset. Every thought you think, every emotion you dwell in, every visualization you entertain, is energy. Real, vibrating energy. And like a magnet, you pull towards you the circumstances, the people, the opportunities that align with your dominant thought patterns. Hill didn't make this up. He watched it, studied it, lived it. From steel magnates to presidents, from inventors to entrepreneurs, they all thought themselves rich. Not rich just in money, but in purpose, in conviction, in unstoppable faith. And now, it's your turn. But first, you must get clear. Crystal clear. Clarity is non-negotiable. What do you want? No, really, what do you want? Not what your parents want for you. Not what your friends expect. Not what society says is realistic. What do you want? Picture it. Feel it. Breathe it. How would it feel to wake up every morning with fire in your chest? How would it feel to look at your bank balance and smile, not from greed, but from gratitude? How would it feel to know that you built this life, that you took the raw material of thought and turned it into gold? Because that's the truth most people won't tell you. You are already sitting on gold. But first, you have to mine it. And mining takes discipline. No shortcuts. No overnight wins. Just you showing up. Day after day. Hammer in hand. Swinging through resistance. Through rejection. Through late nights and early mornings. Discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect. It's telling the universe, I am ready. You want the money? Show the work. You want the lifestyle? Embody the habits. You want the breakthrough? Be willing to break before you build. You see, there's a silent war happening every morning before the sun rises, before the emails start, before the world begins to pull at your attention like hungry hands in the dark. The war between the version of you that wants to stay asleep and the version of you that's ready to build an empire. Discipline is choosing to rise when everything inside you screams to stay comfortable. It's saying, I will not negotiate with my excuses today. The alarm goes off. And while most hit snooze, you hit the ground running. Because you know, every sunrise is a contract, an opportunity, signed only by those brave enough to show up for their own life. Napoleon Hill called it the power of decision. Successful people, they decide fast and change their minds slow. Unsuccessful people, they hesitate, procrastinate, overthink, and let opportunity slip through their trembling fingers. Make a decision, and then back it up with ruthless, unapologetic action. Don't wait for motivation. Build momentum. Small wins stack daily, until they snowball into undeniable success. That's how Ford built factories. That's how Edison lit the world. That's how Carnegie forged an empire of steel. One decision followed by relentless action. And when the fear shows up, because it will. Oh, it will. You look it in the eye and say, I acknowledge you, but I don't obey you. Fear is a liar dressed as a friend. It whispers, stay small, stay safe, wait till you're ready. But here's the truth. You'll never be ready. Greatness doesn't wait for readiness. It waits for action. You're not here to tiptoe through life, hoping for approval. You're here to plant your flag and take what's yours. Because life, it's not going to hand you your dreams gift-wrapped. It's going to test you. Over and over. To see if you're serious. And when the tests come. When the deals fall through. When the bank account runs low. When your friends stop answering your calls. When the rejection emails pile up. When self-doubt creeps in at 2 a.m. That's when you're being measured. That's when the universe is asking, how bad do you want this? Hill called it persistence. The one quality that separates those who almost made it from those who actually do. Persistence is continuing, long after the mood to continue has left you. It's writing the business plan after your 9th failed attempt. It's recording the video when no one watched the last one. It's making the sales call even after 15 people said no. It's showing up when the easiest thing in the world would be to quit. But you're different. You wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't. You are the exception. The outlier. The one who knows that behind every temporary defeat lies a lesson, a gift, an adjustment waiting to be made. Failure isn't your enemy. It's your instructor. Every no, every closed door, every lost deal is a breadcrumb trail leading you to a better strategy, a sharper mindset, a tougher skin. Think about this. How many times did the Wright brothers fail before the first flight? How many songs did the Beatles write before a single hit record? How many scripts did Spielberg write before his first movie sold? You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Prepared for the weight of success. Because success isn't light. It's heavy. And only those with strong enough shoulders can carry it. So build yourself. Read. Learn. Adapt. Evolve. Personal growth isn't optional. It's the prerequisite. Want to earn more? Become more. Want bigger opportunities? Develop a bigger skill set. Want more influence? Develop more value. Your income, your lifestyle, your results are a mirror, a reflection of the person you've become. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. So the real question isn't, when will I succeed? The real question is, am I becoming the kind of person whose success won't be able to ignore? Build the habits. Stack the skills. Feed the mindset. And soon, opportunity will come knocking. Not because you're lucky, but because you're prepared. Preparation meets opportunity. And that is what the world calls luck. But you'll know the truth. There was no luck. Only decision. Discipline. Action. Persistence. And unshakable belief. This is how empires are built. But belief. Belief is not just thinking happy thoughts. It's not just standing in front of a mirror reciting affirmations like a broken record. Belief is action in motion even when the evidence around you says you shouldn't. When the bank account is low. When the clients are silent. When the phone doesn't ring. When the results don't show. And still you wake up, suit up, and show up. That is belief. It's planting seeds in soil you can't yet see blooming. It's trusting that even in darkness, life is happening underneath the surface. Like a farmer. You till the soil. You water the ground. You protect the seeds. Even when all you see is dirt. Because you know, the harvest always comes. But only For those who don't stop sowing. Napoleon Hill understood this. He called it faith applied with action. Faith plus action. Again and again. Even when the results are invisible. And let me tell you something. The gap between planting and harvesting. That gap. That's where most people quit. That uncomfortable, silent, lonely, questioning, doubting gap. That's where dreams die. Or are born stronger. Because if you can outlast that gap, you change. You evolve. You become unstoppable. But belief alone isn't enough. You need vision. A vision so clear, so burning, that you can smell it, taste it, feel it, long before it exists. Close your eyes for a second. Can you see it? That house? That business? That freedom? That moment when you wake up, stretch your arms, and smile because you're finally living life on your terms? Can you hear the laughter of your family? Feel the weight of financial stress lifting off your shoulders? Can you see the inbox full of yes replies? The bank notifications piling in? That's not fantasy. That's blueprinting your future. Because the mind doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined reality and actual reality. That's the secret world-class performers know. They don't just dream. They visualize. With detail. With color. With emotion. Every morning. Every night. They walk through the movie of their future. Before it ever hits the screen of their real life. Olympic athletes do it. Millionaire entrepreneurs do it. Visionaries and inventors do it. The Wright brothers saw flight before the world called it possible. Henry Ford saw automobiles for the masses before anyone else believed. You need to see it first. In your mind, in your heart, in every fiber of your being. But vision without gratitude is incomplete. Because here's the truth. You cannot manifest more if you're cursing what you already have. Gratitude is the amplifier, the tuning fork that aligns your energy with abundance. Be grateful, even for the struggle. Be grateful for the lessons hidden in the losses. Be grateful for the unanswered prayers, because sometimes the universe protects you by delaying what you're not ready for. Gratitude turns every why me into thank you. Thank you for the hardship that built my character. Thank you for the rejection that redirected my path. Thank you for the failure that revealed my true hunger. Thank you for the journey, not just the destination. Because when you operate from gratitude, you radiate a frequency that makes the world want to open doors for you. People, opportunities, resources, they're drawn to the person who already feels rich inside. And let's be clear, rich is not just a number in your bank. It's a state of mind. It's waking up with purpose, going to bed with peace, and spending every hour in between, chasing something that sets your soul on fire. But none of this works if you're not adaptable. Life will not follow your script. It will throw curveballs. It will test your flexibility. It will bend you in directions you didn't plan. But like bamboo, you must bend and not break. You must pivot without losing momentum. When plan A fails, go to plan B, then plan C. And if you run out of alphabets, invent a new language. Resilience is the art of bouncing forward, not just bouncing back. Because here's the truth they don't put on motivational posters. The road will get ugly before it gets beautiful. But that's where your story gets interesting. That's where your character is forged. That's where legends are born. When you adapt, you survive. When you persist, you grow. When you believe, you attract. The truth is, this life, it will never hand you what you want. It will only hand you what you're willing to fight for. And that fight, it's not out there. It's not with competitors. Not with critics. Not with doubters. It's with yourself. With the lazy version of you. With the distracted, unfocused, half-hearted version of you. With the voice in your head that says, maybe tomorrow. Maybe later. Maybe never. But deep down you know. Tomorrow is a myth. Later is a lie. And never. That's the graveyard of dreams. You have now. This second. This breath. This choice. And if you choose to lock in, to go all in, to burn the boats and never look back, then I promise you, life will open for you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Because energy moves towards decision. Opportunities appear when you commit. People show up when your energy shifts. Resources align when your vibration matches your vision. But you can't fake it. You can't wish for it while acting like a spectator in your own life. You want wealth? Start behaving like someone who deserves it. You want freedom? Start making decisions that reflect discipline. You want respect? Start respecting your time, your word, your own potential. Every action you take today echoes into your future. What you're doing right now. Listening to these words. Choosing this mindset. It's not just motivation. It's transformation in real time. Because something inside you is waking up. Something powerful, ancient, relentless. The part of you that was always meant to rise. You are not average. You are not meant for mediocrity. You were not designed to settle. You were here to build, to create, to lead, to inspire, to conquer. Not others, but yourself. And when you do that, when you become the master of your mind, the commander of your habits, the architect of your future, you become unstoppable. Because the greatest truth Napoleon Hill left for us wasn't just in formulas or steps. It was in the understanding that thoughts become things. That what you dwell on expands. That what you believe becomes your reality. That what you chase with conviction eventually starts chasing you back. Money, success, influence, peace, love. They're all byproducts of one thing. Your mindset. So here's the final question. And it's not rhetorical. Will you keep thinking like the person you were yesterday? Or will you, today, right now, start thinking like the person who is already rich? Not just in your bank account, but in discipline, in focus, in faith, in resilience, in action, in gratitude, in clarity, in vision, in execution, in life. Because one thing is for sure, you were not born to live small. So get up, stand tall, look your reflection in the eye, and declare it with every ounce of energy in your being. I will think, I will act, I will grow, and I will rise, rich in mind, rich in heart, rich in life. The story is yours now. Write it well,